don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. To get the aircon on. It's Friday, the 16th of July, 9:14 a.m. Ian's going away this weekend. He's going to Bliss Hill, also known as the town that never was. It's a Victorian town, but it's a recreation of a Victorian town, built specifically as a museum. And there's a steampunk event that they have every year, which obviously is going ahead this weekend. But he won't be coming home every night because it's a bit too far for him to go home every night. So he's staying over in an hotel with our friends Karen and Steve. But he's ever so busy this morning. Obviously he's packing his boxes and he's doing his last final preparations for the Steampunk show, making sure he's got everything fully charged up, his credit card machine, his carrier bags and his stock all done and dusted. He's hoping to set off after lunch, but he's realised that he's a little bit low on batteries, power cells, just the bog standard small square kind of battery that you put in a smoke alarm, and some very small AAA, which are the pencil batteries that you put in like LED lights and that kind of thing, just decorative lights, those type of ones. He's running low, so he's asked me to nip out to one of the wholesalers in Barnsley. It's a place called KDA, and it's just north of the town. It's actually about halfway to Mum's. So I'm gonna have to go through the town centre and out the other side and out towards Mum's. Every time I go to Mum's, I pass this wholesaler's. It's in a place called Dodworth, D-O-D-W-O-R-T-H, Dodworth, as it's pronounced here in Barnsley. And it's an absolute beautiful blistering morning already. There's not a cloud in the sky. The car temperature gauge is registering 24 degrees already. I know it's not hot when you consider temperatures in Australia and Arizona and California and the Gobi Desert and places like that, but for the UK it's rather lovely. So I was going to bring Mr. Bentley, but I don't want to leave him in the car if it's warm, because the place where I'm going to, there's no shade in the car park. So I'm going on my own. But while I'm there, because it's the wholesalers, they sell practically everything. It's hardware. So I'm going to look to see if I can find a few bits and pieces as kind of mixed media additions to my next steampunk costume that I'm building, which I will reveal before next week, because it's debuting at the Whitby Steampunk weekend, so I want to get it ready for then. But I'll see if there's any kind of like nuts and bolts and interesting kind of metal shapes that I can incorporate as, I think the technical term for a piece of decoration on an object that has no function at all apart from to make it look as though it does something but doesn't, is called a Greebly. When they were making Star Wars, the film, back in 1976 or 1977, and they were putting all the little like squares and detail on the models of the Death Star, they used all sorts of things that they found objects to stick on, and then they overpainted to make it all look like a battleship grey, if you like. And when the spaceships were flying over the Death Star, it looked like, it gave it depth and definition. Anyway, those little things that they stuck on, that's what they called them, Greeblies. And that's what I'm looking for today. I'm on the hunt for some Greeblies. Let's get the aircon on. Oh, so mission accomplished. The light shining through. It's like I've got a golden halo. I found a few bits that will help add a little bit of detail but no function, which is perfect. So all I have to do now is just spend about half an hour in the garage and spray them all copper, because they're all different colours, so I need to uniform them all. So yes, successful trip, and I managed to get all his batteries for him as well, so that was the main reason for coming. I suppose. So it's Saturday and it's an absolute blisteringly hot day today. It's first thing in the morning. It's just before, I think it's just before 8 o'clock, and the sun's already on the garden, so it's going to be a really, really warm one. I'm just about to take Mr. Bentley out for a walk today. Shouldn't have said that, should I? W-A-L-K, but he's having his breakfast, so his attention is elsewhere. I've got a fairly busy day today. I've got the mid-month mini mission inspiration to do for this evening. The prompt and everything is already done, scheduled to go live at 12, so I don't have to worry too much about that. But I've still got to sit and do my collage art tag for this evening's project. Don't know how that's going to work today, because I know the neighbours have got workmen round already, and they're already starting to offload equipment, and so it might be that it's going to be rather noisy out there today, because if it's sunny, that means the kids are going to be out. I'm going to have the windows open because it's absolutely roasting. We're scheduled to have about 31 degrees today, which is about 90 degrees Fahrenheit or thereabouts. So I can't not have the windows open, because I will roast, I will absolutely melt. But that does mean that all the sound will carry. So if the kids are out playing in the garden and there's workmen using equipment, drills and angle grinders and that kind of stuff, you're going to hear everything. So I'll just have to play it by ear. Ian arrived at his destination last night, so I haven't heard from him this morning just yet. But he got set up and everything last night before 7 o'clock. So when he goes in this morning, there's not a lot really for him to do, apart from, connect his PayPal machine and get ready to start taking some pennies in, which will be nice. I just hope the weather holds out and it's a busy weekend for him. So it's Sunday, the 18th of July, and again, it's a really hot day. It's just gone 11 a.m. in the morning, and I've kind of done everything that I kind of wanted to do today, or jobs that I had done or needed to be done, such as laundry and cleaning and that kind of thing. Took Mr. Bentley out for a walk this morning. He's fast asleep, so he can't hear me. And he just wasn't interested. I had to drag him all the way around. He walked behind me practically all the way around. I just kept stopping and he just kept looking at me. It was just obviously too warm for him. So we came back. So I just threw myself into doing domestic stuff, like I said, laundry, cleaning, all that kind of thing. Ian's obviously still got all day today in which to sell at the show at Bliss Hill. So fingers crossed he'll have a good day today. But I've got nothing else to do. And I don't particularly want to sit in front of the TV and just vegetate. So what I've come up and I've just started looking at my website orders that I've had in over the last few days. And I've started getting those ready. So I can steal a march on tomorrow, which will be nice to be a little bit of a day ahead. I'm dropping things on the floor now. So yeah, so it's going to be a fairly kind of quiet-ish day for me today. I might go out and spend a little bit of time in the garden if it's not too hot and just weed and deadhead and just generally fluff, if you know what I mean. You had enough now? Yeah. Is it time to go home? So it's Monday morning. I've got a bit of a free day today, apart from going down to the post office to send all the packages from website orders that I did yesterday. I've got a free day. So I'm going to spend the rest of today getting my steampunk costume ready for this weekend. Because it's the Whitby Steampunk weekend this weekend, which I'm going to. So my costume just needs a few finishing touches, and then what I might do is I might do a show and tell on Tuesday. So if you're watching this on Thursday, then you've probably already seen it. Thought for a minute you were going to have a sniff then. Eh? Nice harvested flowers from the garden. What do you think? Not impressed. But it is warm today. Again. So it's Tuesday and just gone 10:30. And I'm just in the car. I've got Mr. Bentley with me. You can probably just see him in the back. I'm nipping over to see Mum and Dad, hence the reason why I'm taking Mr. Bentley with me, so he can have a little visit. I need to borrow one of Dad's tools. It's just a handheld tool, which I don't have. It's one of those tools that you only ever need very, 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 very occasionally. But, you know, somebody like Dad, who has been collecting tools for many years, has had one for many years, whereas I've never really needed one until today. So I'm nipping over to borrow it. Well, say to borrow it. He's going to use it for me on the project that I've got. It's the finishing touches to my steampunk costume for the weekend, the main steampunk costume for the weekend. So once this is done, I'll just be ready. Well, it's all, I've got everything ready and done. So I was going to do a reveal of the costume this evening on Steampunk Tuesday, but Ian, excuse the wobble, Ian has provided me with lots of footage of his visit to Bliss Hill, the Victorian town. So instead of doing the costume reveal, I'm going to do a separate video for Ian's trip to Bliss Hill, the Victorian town, because he's done a complete walkthrough of the town and gone into some of the Victorian shops. So that will be, you know, well, that was quite interesting, especially the undertakers. Anyway, so yes, so you'll have probably seen that on Tuesday, if obviously you're watching this on Thursday. So anyway, that's the plan, and that's where I'm heading. It's Wednesday morning, 10:23 on the, was it 23rd today? Oh, sorry, 21st today. I'm losing my mind for the dates for this month. It just seems to have gone so quickly. I think part of it is the fact that Ian's been away nearly every single weekend in July. He's had steampunk shows that have started now that lockdown has kind of eased here in the UK. He's had shows practically all weekend. So because of that, the first show that he did really well at. So the one after that, the one at Bliss Hill, which you saw on Tuesday, he also did very, very well. Now that's one of the biggest steampunk events outside of the Asylum for the year. So he did really well that weekend. But the knock-on effect to that is that we've got this weekend in Whitby, in North Yorkshire, which is by the seaside, which is the one that I normally go to or like to go to. But because he's had 2 shows running on previous weekends, it means his stock levels are rather low. So he's frantically, and spent all week this week, frantically trying to create new machines, new stock, and build his stock levels up ready for the Whitby Steampunk weekend. So he's really, I've hardly seen him. I've hardly seen him at all. So, and I've been taking Mr. Bentley out for a walk in the morning and in the afternoon so that he's got that extra time. He doesn't have to break off his concentration on what he's doing. And he's also been getting up very early in the morning and doing from like 6:30, and they're not finishing in the evening until I think last night it was 8:30, I think. Then he actually finished and finally said that's enough for today. So yeah, and I got all the finishing touches to my steampunk costume, which you'll have to wait to see. So there's still, I ordered something else to go with it from eBay, which is supposed to be arriving tomorrow on Thursday, possibly Friday morning, hopefully before we go to Whitby. So we've only really got today, Thursday and Friday morning. Is that Mr. Bentley? You gonna come and say hello? There we go, hello. Let's just see if we can tone that down a little bit. Hello, say hello. Say hello, no. Okay. Please yourself then, dog. So yeah, so we've only got like today, Thursday and Friday morning, a couple of hours on Friday morning. Now, Mum and Dad are coming over on Thursday afternoon. I'm going to pick those up at 1 o'clock because they're looking after Mr. Bentley this weekend while we're away in Whitby. So Thursday afternoon for me is gone, is shot, because I'm going to have to take Mum shopping so that they've got food in for the weekend. So Friday's out the equation because we're going to Whitby. Thursday afternoon's out the equation. So I've only got today and tomorrow morning. So I don't think, because I've agreed to help Ian with some of the stock items that he's got, putting things in bags and stapling and pricing things up and putting sticker labels on his carrier bags and all that kind of stuff, because I promised to help him do those kind of jobs. I'm not going to be able to sit down and do a project for Saturday, but I do promise that I will do a lot of filming. I'll try and get as much of the event and people in costumes and that kind of stuff, including my new one, as much as possible over the weekend. And I will do a Whitby Steampunk special on Tuesday, which will be Tuesday the 27th. That's a promise. Okay, so what I have got though is I've had arrived in the post my new set of stencils. Yes. So I said a while ago that I'd done a prototype for one called Random Rocks. I showed you it. Everybody said they loved it, but I've tweaked it slightly, made the rocks slightly smaller, and created this one. So this one is called Random Rocks, but also it could be used for like a cellular thing, I think, like a cellular membrane kind of effect, or paving, or brickwork, or whatever you want to do. So it's a really kind of good background and random stencil. Brilliant for texture pastes, but also great, possibly for even drawing in, stenciling and going around the outside to create that really, really nice effect. Just doing a corner as well, because you've got nice corners. There would be nice kind of like framed corners, or just doing around the edges and framing a project. A really versatile one, that one. So that's Random Rocks. And the other one that I've had done now, I released one a while ago called Dirty Circles, which looked like coffee ring circles, but all kind of intertwined. Well, I've taken those same circles and I wanted something a bit more organised and something a bit more concentric. So that's what I've done. I've created one which I'm going to call Tunnel. Could have called it Vortex, but Tunnel. So again, it's those dirty circles, but this time done in a concentric circle, getting smaller to the middle. So it's almost like a sun haze. It's like a black hole, if you like. You could use it as a kind of hypnotic effect. You could even use it as a flower shape if you wanted to. Use different colours from the middle, then go out to the outside of the stencil. But again, you could just use a corner just to get a nice kind of like corner effect. So that's called Tunnel. And again, texture pastes, or with paints, or with inks, or whatever, or even with that ghosting effect to get it really kind of nice and light on a darker background would look really good. So I've got those, the stock's here. So I've put them on the website, so they are available to purchase now on my website. Ta-da! And if you purchase those, then they will be out no later than a Monday morning. So that's it. That's all for this week, I think. If I get a chance, I'll get Ian just to film a quick update and show you like the state of his garage or the state of his workshop. But apart from that, I'll see you next week. So I'm going to sneak in to Ian's workshop.
Hey?
Because they've not seen you at all this week. You've been like a little hermit.
I made the mistake of booking 3 shows, one after the other. So I did Papawick first week, then I did Blissed-Sill,
which is on Tuesday.
And then we're now going to Whitby this weekend. So it's all hands to the pump. It's a little bit mad. I've got tunnel vision according to Mike.
Yes,
which I
just
have.
a tad.
So
he's been, by tunnel vision, I mean, is forgetting about eating, and he's forgetting about all the other stuff which you have to do, on a daily basis.
Yes.
Rather than just sitting here like a little
working gnome.
Yes.
Do you want to just see what I've made? They're not finished, but
no. But you've got a lot of works in progress.
I like this one
because you've only got Wednesday today and Thursday tomorrow, haven't you, to finish your stuff off?
That's a ghost.
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah, as you wind it along. Watch the front.
Oh, look.
It's a proper lens, and it's a ghost camera.
Oh, fantastic.
So there's 2 of those. Then I have...
So is it a spectrometer?
Oh, quite good that. Then there's this one which collects time energy.
That looks like a brain.
It's actually a garden watering. You put water in it, fill it with water, turn it upside down and put it in the soil.
Oh, so it drip feeds through into your plants when you're away. Oh, that's a good idea.
And they're 2 acrylic drinking glasses.
You're giving away your secrets now, aren't you?
Doesn't matter. And then we've got the Time Lord dials on the front. And I've got a fly in here and they do my head in.
Yeah.
Then I've got my Fairy Magic collectors, which I'm just making as well.
Love that squirrel cage.
They're made from the squirrel cage lights that I now sell at the shows.
What does this do?
That's an electric drill. It's very clever. I've just invented it. And then I'm just starting to work on to finish one machine off now.
Look at this. This is a hive of activity,
Going
isn't
to
it?
have that on the front with a light on it. And
Just look at all these bins, ladies and gents. Look at these copper, brass fittings. There's no wonder he keeps the door locked.
these came from the lady that came to see me on Sunday.
Linda.
Linda, yeah. Hi, Linda. Thank you very much for the purchase, and thank you very much for the cogs. So yeah, I'm cracking on. I've got 3 friends on top of there. If you want to have a look.
Well, they're for later in the year.
That's Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Hear no evil, see no evil, plague no evil.
Like no evil, yeah. They're for Halloween, so I do the heads with the light up eyes and the green heads.
Fantastic.
So it's going to be mad, mad, mad.
And even madder.
And even madder.
Yes. And of course, tomorrow afternoon, we're picking Mum and Dad up.
We are.
So that's going to get even madder, if there is such a thing. Right. Well, in that case, and on that note, I will leave you to your creating, your making, and your inventing.
Adieu.
And we will see you next week. Are you sure you're comfortable enough? Yeah. So this is where you disappeared off to. Look at you. It is a hard life, isn't it, kid? I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.